good care of yourself. I hope you're not letting anyone break you. That you're strong. You're strong. Okay? For yourself. For yourself and yourself alone. Yes, because if you don't do it for yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. So, that was the time I was trying to share something about. I shared something about problem solving. There, I talked about how we could go about solving problem by critically analyzing it and breaking it in pieces and starting with the ones that are easier for us to, tackle it in that form. I can remember saying that apart from that, too, we could also metaphorically tackle it, which is like mathematics. And how to do that is mentally, seeing how we can, you know, think about what do we want out of this problem that is before us. Do we want it solved? How do we go about it? Who do we need to talk to? What do we need? What kind of problem is it? What is it that we want to resolve? I remember using a house as an example. If you want a house, what kind of house do we want? Do we want a big house or a small house? Okay? And again, it's not just getting the house. What are the things we want in the house? What are the colors we want? And I remember saying, if it's just like food, how do we want this food to be cooked? What are the recipes? Okay? So that at the end of it all, it will come as sumptuous to the point that we'll be like, this is good. And again, I said, if it has to do with an individual, how do we approach this individual to have a conversation? Who is this individual? How close are we to this individual? Is it somebody that is close to us? What is the temperament of this individual? What are their personalities that we are aware of? Welcome, Kathy. Welcome. Welcome, Kathy. Good to see you. Who are these individuals? I was talking about problem solving. I did a little bit live stream on this before. I was just trying to emphasize on it. That's why I'm here. And to put it or to divert it to a different level of how we can come about taking a decision to resolve the issue or whatever the problem is. So I said, when we have issues, we shouldn't be afraid. Okay? We should just take it critically by trying to see how we can break it into different levels and tackle it at that level. Thank you. Beautiful, thank you. You're beautiful too. Thank you for that. You just made my day. Okay, right here where I am is about 9 p.m. I don't know what time it is in your wherever you are, but I'm so happy. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for that comment. You are beautiful too. So, like I was saying, I said we'll think about how did this problem start? But we shouldn't bother ourselves about thinking so much about the problem itself. But we should put our mind on how to go about it, how to tackle it at different levels. Welcome, YKC, YK Cadiz. Welcome. Hi. Okay, so I said it's just like if you're trying to build a house, what kind of house do you want? Do you want a big house or a small house? And it's not just about the house. What are the things you want in the house? What is the color? Then I said, if you like, for example, you want to cook or make something or a dish, what are the recipe? How do you go about making this dish? It's the same with the same thing with how we go about trying to solve or resolve any issue. Okay? We have to critically analyze it. And if that's not enough, we look at it in a mathematical form, because in mathematics, we have different formats of solving a problem to arrive at an answer. Okay? So the same thing with problem. We have to look at it. Is this problem coming? Do we have to resolve it by, what do we need to do to resolve it? Welcome, Jessica Fox. Welcome. Your ear is ringing. Oh, I'm trying to think of what could be the reason why your ear will be ringing. Let me see. Just hold on, because we have different reasons why our ears could ring. It's either where you are, the noise is so much that your ear could bear, you know, or there could be some other thing that could be responsible for that. And again, it's either you have like there's something I can call tinnitus is a perception of noise, that is buzzing from your ear. Okay, it's often caused by hearing loss. So I think you need to see your doctor. Sometimes loud noise, if you are exposed to a place where the noise is always loud, that could cause you to have cause your ears to start ringing when the noise is no longer there. So first of all, consider the environment where you are. Thank you. Thank you for that high five, Kathy. Jessica, did you hear me? First of all, look at your environment. Is it very loud and noisy? Because your exposure, if you're exposed to a place where the noise is always very loud, it could cause you to have a ringing ear, and this could cause a hearing loss. So please see if you can reduce the noise around where you are, okay, or stop exposing yourself from loud noise. Okay, thank you. Okay, and there are so many ways you can stop it. Like I just said, that's a normal thing. Try to act normally, but no one really knew how it come about. So sometimes what I know, it has to do with noise. So reduce the amount of noise around you, Jessica. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. I was trying to say how we can solve problem. I just gave some different analysis of how we can go about it. What is the problem? Is it an object? Has it got to do with an individual? If you have to do with an individual, we should try to see if we can have a conversation with this individual. But before we try to do that, thank you. I'm good, Kathy. I'm good. And you, how are you doing? Before we approach this individual, we should be able to know some things about this individual. What kind of personality does this individual have? What's the personality? Is it somebody that is temperament? Okay. Is it somebody that we can easily approach, that is approachable? If not, we should look for other individuals that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kathy. We should look for other people that could approach these people as a middleman, okay, and try to have a conversation. But before we do that, we have to take a decision. And what is a decision? Decision is a critical action. A critical action, something we'll have to think through before we do it. As this is associated with logic, reasoning, and analysis. We have to analyze it. Okay? Yes, I said hi to Kathy. I said hi. Hi, Kathy. Okay, so we have to analyze it. And this is accompanied with a powerful, because there's no way we can take a decision or solve a problem without our subconsciousness, our mind. Well, I am not really. I think it's not about the viewers that much. I'm not really. How will I put it now? I'm not really anxious about how many viewers I have. I'm not really anxious about that. It's just that I love to share my views. I love to share things that I know could be of help to other people. So it's not really about the views, but that would be nice. Yes, yes. Hi, hi, Kick Campbell. Hi, love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for loving my profile. So, decision taking is a critical action where we have to really analyze what is before us before we decide what we want to do, and we have to think through, which has to do with our reasoning. Okay, because this is always. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, because this is always has to do with our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind is a powerful tool, that nature has given to us. And most times it has to do with an intuitive element. Okay? It has to do with an intuitive element. What can I do for you? 1 minute. I'm not the one to give it to you. It's the night aid, the night nurse that will come at night that will give it to you. Okay. Yes. Sorry for that breaking transmission. One of my patients was just wanting my attention. So, like as I was saying, it has to do with before we take a decision, sometimes we should be aware of why we want to take this decision. What is it that we want to decide? We want to take a decision about. Okay. So most times before we take a decision, we should be quiet, be at peace with ourselves. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for your subscription. Be at peace with ourselves. It's when you're at peace with yourself that you'll be able to hear your inner man. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too, Campbell, Kite Campbell. So, like as I was saying, it's when we are at peace with ourselves to be able to connect with our intuition, with our inner man. And what is intuition? It's a direct knowledge or awareness of something without a conscious attention or reasoning. It just comes to us like that. We weren't even thinking about it, we weren't even paying attention. The knowledge of whatever it is that we need to know just comes. Okay? But that doesn't happen if you're not at peace with yourself. If you're just everywhere worried, thinking about or afraid, you won't be able to know when that comes to you. But if you're at peace with yourself and you try as much as you can to calm down and to be at peace, not to be afraid, you know, you'll be able to get or you'll be able to get some resources or knowledge of what to do about anything, being intuitive. And what is an intuition? Anything that you learn of or perceive without conscious attention or concentration. It could just come when you're not even thinking about it, when you're not even paying attention. But if you're not at peace, you won't be able to get that. Okay? The ability to perceive without knowledge. That is intuition. Okay? And how does this happen? We have an inner intuition, which means that that will help to guide us, that we can rely upon, okay, and learn from. It's a wonderful subconscious resource that we have, that consciously we can handle it, but with a limited quantity of information. For example, with your intuition, if you're intuitive, you can receive wisdom. You can receive wisdom at any time on how to go about something that is going on in your life or somebody else's that is close to you, or a situation in your environment or that is around you that you don't really know what to do. It just comes. But if you're not quiet, and if you're not in tune with your subconsciousness, you won't be able to get that. So that's why we have to be at peace with ourselves. We don't need to be afraid. Okay. So subconsciously we'll be able to process this problem. And as we process it subconsciously, ideas on how to resolve it, ideas on how to get a solution will just come to us naturally. Naturally. Okay? So, because this has to do with our mental ability. That's why we have to make sure that we are most times quiet, at peace with ourselves, and not too worried, or carried away or distracted. All right. Because it has to do with our mind. And the power of the mind helps us to grasp idea. It helps us to grasp idea, or to have an idea of how to go about resolving issues. Okay? So that's what I want to share with us today. Because this has to do with our rationality. Because if we're in tune with our subconsciousness, and we're able to use our perceive things on how to, bye, Kathy, bye, we'll be able to resolve issues. But you can't do that if you're not quiet. I love you too. I love you. If we're not quiet and in tune to our subconsciousness, we'll not be able to do that. So I just hope this little thing I was able to share with us tonight is able to help us. Oh, okay. I don't know how to go about that. Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. All right. So that's what I have to share with us tonight. So I hope you're taking good care of yourself. I hope you're not letting yourself to be worried so much when something is going on in your life. But just be calm and be in tune with your inner man, or your subconscious resource, so that you'll be able to come out with ideas and ways on how to resolve this issue. Okay? So this is all I have to share with us tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for streaming with me tonight. Thank you for all your love. Thank you for all the hype. Please, I want you to hype this video, share it if you can, like it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you've not. Thank you, Kathy, for your subscription. And each and every one of you that has hanged out with me tonight, I want to say I appreciate you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I have to go now. Take care of yourself. Bye. Love you.